The ceremony is kicking off. I'm going to ask everyone to kind of close ranks a little bit. We'll stay warm. It's a little chilly. Snuggle up.
Are you filming right now?
If we had really thought ahead, we'd have some electric blankets that were powered by our solar energy. But come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Miles, glad you're here. Okay. I'm Kent Blumenthal, and I'm proud to be GVR's CEO. And it's a thank you. This is a big day for us to recognize a seminal achievement for Green Valley Recreation Incorporated. It's been years in the making, and there's nothing more powerful or the feeling so good as when something that has taken so much by way of effort and time and thoughtfulness and in some cases, though not necessarily GVR's money, it comes to fruition, and that we have something powerful to show for it that will leave a legacy for our community. So, I'd like to ask Donna Kuhn to step up. Donna is a director on the GVR Board of Directors, and she's going to just say hello on behalf of the board. Donna?
Thank you. I didn't know I was going to do this, or I would have wore a suit. Whoa. But it is a great day, and I wouldn't want to miss it, that's for sure. I am a senior member of the board. This is my third year, and I was on the board when this project started back in the summer of 2017. Thanks to so many of our memberships who wanted to be on the Planning and Evaluation Committee, we had to come up with some new things to explore to keep them busy. And one of them was renewable energy, and it sure was a great committee, and we are really thrilled with the outcome, and I think that's enough.
And that was perfect. Thank you, Donna Kuhn. Thank you so much. All right, so one of the special things about having a special celebration is that you can tell what's important to whom by seeing who shows up. And who showed up today, coming from out of town, we're talking planes, trains, and automobiles, are the representatives and officials from 3 different companies, organizations that made this particular dream become a reality. And I have, I'm going to ask folks to come up and say a few words kind of by their company to talk about the project. And if you want to give a little background and some details. By the way, the whole project, I don't know the final numbers, only these folks and others with the companies would know, about a $4 million installation, and that was all paid by the companies and their investors. GVR paid its share of whatever initial legal fees to have contracts reviewed, and frankly, that was it. And then the monitoring of the project as it went in, so that as it goes along, everybody wins as we both conserve energy, reduce our expenses, and and then the companies that invested in us can help make a living on their end. So in any event, I'd like to ask Ken Riley, the president, and Roman Black, vice president of SolarGain, to come on up. All right. As you native, but that's all right. Can tell who you are and you go from there.
Hello, good morning. Rowan Black from SolarGain, and thank you guys for having me here today. I wanted to start with a fun fact that might not know, but the environmental impact of your solar array is equivalent to planting about 480 acres of new forest. So that's it. Well, we had to cut down some trees, and I know there were some people that didn't like that so much. There's a big environmental impact here, and yeah, what a great day it is here in Arizona. It's a nice sunny day. It's a perfect solar energy day, and now this is why everybody moves to Arizona, right? The Sunshine State. We have over 300 days of sun a year, so I think we should all be taking advantage of that. So applaud you guys for taking on this project. Just going to say a few things. I really want to start just by thanking everybody for the opportunity to be here today. Without you guys, this wouldn't have happened. Kent, most of all, for kind of championing this project from the beginning. I reflect back to September of 2017 was when Jeremiah and I first came down to present the project to the board and everyone. And so we're used to these kind of projects taking a little while, and especially when there's boards and votes and all that. Jeremiah really put in a lot of effort over the last 2 years, coming to all the approvals and all the meetings and working with you guys through the layers. So it's been a long journey, but here we are. It's 1.4 megawatts of solar energy after 2 years of work, and beautiful projects in all your sites. All your members get to benefit from all this great shade, which I hear everybody's already really excited about. First, most of all, I want to thank all the members, because without you guys we wouldn't be here, and this wouldn't be an opportunity for us. And thank you for putting up with all the disturbance at all your sites, all the dust, all the fences blocking the parking and your access and all that. So hopefully once you see kind of it all take full cycle here and get to enjoy it a little bit and see the savings, it'll all be worth it. Also want to thank all the different GVR board members that help support the project through the process. The past president, Carol Crothers, the current president, Charles Seek, for helping through the process. The whole GVR team, the David Jund and the PMs for supporting us. I know it was a lot of coordinating and planning, and sometimes it was a little chaotic, but we all worked together to get through it. And here we are today with this awesome project. So really want to just kind of recognize everybody. Jeremiah, I mentioned him. He was really the champion from our company, helping support the project. You guys might have met Ricardo. He was the project manager. He was kind of the one in the trenches managing all the projects along the way. So thank him and the rest of our team, especially our guys that we put in a lot of long extra hours. You guys had gotten into this really unique TEP grandfathering process that was really the driver to push this project at the pace we moved at. And because of that, you're seeing a lot more savings than if you would have waited to start the project after that. Based on the historic energy rates, you guys will be saving near close to $7 million over the life of the project, as long as all the the energy escalation rates keep happening the way they are. So it's really a great project for sustainability, and I really want to commend you guys for your contribution to the sustainability of Southern Arizona. And not only is it environmentally sustainable, but it's also financially sustainable, which is really what is necessary to make solar projects happen. Is it has to be both economically and environmentally sustainable. So really appreciate the opportunity and hope that your guys' innovative step forward is a motivation for GVR members to help contribute by putting solar on their homes. And a lot of the businesses around the area here in Green Valley will contribute to sustainability in Southern Arizona as well. So once again, just want to thank you guys and enjoy this beautiful Arizona day.
Thank you so much. And thanks for your kind words too. All right, so before the next speaker, I'll give you a fun fact that with the installation of the solar operation, GVR now has 2 energy companies that service us. So you have TEP, and we have Green Valley Energy LLC. Pretty close? Well, I know there's Sunray in there, but that's kind of like tucked in. Okay. All right. Thank you. Well, we'll get you up here to correct me in a moment. Thank you. All right. So I'd like to ask, just for a perspective, from a member perspective, a member of GVR and a past director, but also the kind of a chair of a subgroup of the Planning and Evaluation Committee, Nina Campfield, to come up and say a few words. This was a member-driven project. No, you can start, because it'll take me a while. Walk slow, Nina. And Nina was the one that first approached staff and said, like, why not? Why can't we do more conservation and so forth? And then the wheels got turning through Donna Kuhn and the P&E committee, and here we are today in this gorgeous day, looking out over that solar array. So Nina, thank you, and say a few words.
I just want to say one thing, and that is that this is a perfect example of what happens when the board plans and coordinates with staff and they maintain a relationship to accomplish things. The Renewable Energy Subcommittee was my first activity with GVR, and I have to mention Don Lathrop because he's the one who asked me to chair that committee, and I kept asking him for help, and he kept saying, "You go do something," and so we did, and it worked out. So if I can be an advocate for the board working with staff in this way again and again, I'll keep doing it.
Thank you so much. And thank you for giving a shout out to Don Lathrop, a former GVR director who kind of headed up with P&E at the time when it got started. Don, give a wave, turn around and just acknowledge. There you go, yes. That's the wave that they waved on the center court at the USTA, the US Open in New York. It's the wave when you've won and you're just recognized for it.
We won with this project.
We won with this project. Thank you, Don. Okay, so next is the double Nick. Nick Perugini and Nick Francis, both here. I know Nick, this Nick's here. And our other Nick? Come on up, come on up. Come on, everybody, say hi, right here, right here. Gentlemen, these gentlemen are with Solaris Energy out of Colorado, and they were involved, and are involved, but really into it until recently. But we'll explain that. Well, they'll explain that to you. But anyway, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming here. Let me shake the hand. Nick, this Nick, you start and tell them your last name, and then we'll know which Nick that is.
Will do. And we were trying to figure out a good way to tell everyone the Nicks, or the Nick of Time, or Nick Squared. We haven't kind of figured that out yet, but we will. I'm Nick Perugini, Vice President of Solaris Energy out of Fort Collins, Colorado. We are a commercial scale solar developer that owns, operates, finances projects across the country. This was kind of our second in Arizona. It's really pushed us over the top because of the number of sites and kind of complexities here. I want to cap in the end, but Nick, did you want to say anything? Okay. I'm known to be long-winded, but I'm not going to be. So there's a lot that goes on, and Roman really stole some of my thunder and something, all the thank yous. There's so many people to thank to make something like this happen. So I'm going to do kind of a fun little thing here. Everyone who was involved with like the earliest inklings of this project, raise your hand and keep it up. Earliest stages. And then in the sales aspects and the analysis also. How about SolarGain's team on construction? Any others there? And then more on the finance and development side. How about the contracts with the board, the people who worked on the contracts and the pieces and parts and the nuts and bolts? How many people were riding kind of herd on keeping all of the membership happy when their parking lots were torn up? So you see that's right here, that's probably 25 something people, and behind all of us is another 25 or 50 people to make something like this happen. And that's the important part. It's that teamwork and that cohesion between the groups. And when we look at a project in the very beginning, I never look at it as like we're selling something or they're buying something. I always look at it as we're partnering together to get something amazing accomplished. when we have great partners like GVR and the board has been in SolarGain and executing, then like amazing things happen. And I don't know about you, but I think that's it. And that's it for me, Ken. Thank you very much for having us here. We're proud of the project. We're proud to play our part.
Thank you so much. Both Nicks. Nick.
Thank you.
Nick, thank you so much. Okay. So, now we have Gemma.
Yeah, Gemma.
Gemma?
Yes.
All right, and you are Gemma. Gemma Sherman and Alana.
Alana's not here. I'm representing Alana and Gemma.
Well, that'll work just perfectly.
Thank you.
Thank
Ken.
you so much. And Gemma is, thank you for helping me out, is with Sunray Power LLC. And in her little welcome notes, she may explain where that Green Valley Energy LLC comes into play. Okay, there we go. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ken.
Hi, my name is Gemma Sherman and I'm with Sunray Power. Sunray Power is the owner and operator of this system and the other 11 sites that we own here at GPR. And I'm so thankful to be here celebrating the opening of the system with the GPR community. We will be bringing low-cost clean electricity to. Sunray was founded in 2010 and since we have financed and developed over 160 solar PV projects. This is our first foray into Arizona. I'm really excited that we're expanding our footprint into this market. I want to particularly thank the partners that worked on this project with us, Solaris and SolarGain and Greenprint Capital Solutions to bring this project to fruition. Keep it short and sweet, just thank you so much. And I'm really, really proud to come and witness this system operating in this environment. And thankfully for this day, we're going to be bringing you a lot of solar generated electricity.
There you go.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. I'm honored to be here. All right, before the next speaker, which will be the last one on the schedule before we wrap up, here's another fun fact for GVR. All GVR members, let us raise our hands. Okay. In the 2020 budget for GVR, which began January 1, we have projected and have in there a cost savings of $107,000 because of the installations and the arrays. And that's pretty spectacular. And that helps all members, and it helps keep dues down and everything else. So bravo to you all. All right, this gentleman is the face known to our members and to the boards over the last couple of years, and always the quintessential gentleman, respectful, fun, and you talk about knowledgeable. Oftentimes it's too much and you have to turn down the fire hose a little bit. But Jeremiah Mosey with SolarGain, I'd like you to come up and be acknowledged and thank you.
I'll keep it short and sweet as well. Thank you to everybody, my team, SolarGain, GVR. You guys have been great. Honestly, Nina Canfield for pushing this. I can't thank you enough. Melanie and Tom Demla, you guys, thanks for dealing with Ricardo and I day in and day out. David Jund as well. I feel like a family member now, and I gotta say, you're gonna have to peel this. Peel this out of my dead hands. So I'm not getting rid of this. Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully there's much more to come down here, and looking forward to working with you guys in the future.
All right, before we get to the ribbon cutting, and thanks for the acknowledgments for the staff and folks, but I had hoped to do that. I couldn't do my work without having my colleagues on my team that know a lot more than I do about pretty much everything we do. If I do my job well, they do their job exceptionally well, and that in this particular regard, you had, as was called out, David Jund, Facilities Director. He was along all the way. Our project manager, Melanie Stephenson, you may have seen her yesterday on the front cover of Green Valley News with tomorrow's project dedication. And Tom Dema, who came into it over this last, where's Tom? Tom did a wave, thank you Tom, and thank you for organizing this setup and the green ribbon cutting that we're about to get to. But Jeremiah said he feels like he's a member of the GVR family. That's because there's a part of him that just loves pieces of dysfunction. You know? I mean, it's like, hey, how can he fix it, you know? So it's kind of like when you talk to him, you feel like you're lying down on the couch, you know, telling him, like, okay, so what do you think, Doc, you know? At any rate, he helped us through and he listened, which is a wonderful attribute for just anybody, and so thank you. So what I'd like to ask is that all of the folks with all of the companies in out of town come forward. Tom, we're about to set up to have the green ribbon cutting ceremony, and our expectation, because this is all about the photo op, that all of you will get the photos should they come out as nice and pristine as we expect, is to have it taken this way. So we'll have a little ribbon, ceremonial, so you see the array in the back, plus you throw in a couple of mountains, and Mount Rice, and you can't do better than that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Roan, thank you so much for being here. What you experienced today is the beginning of a legacy that we think will last forever, and keeping GVR on the cutting edge of what's important in our lives. Thank you so much.